to cinnamon biscuit. Hi guys. Oh, is that better? Yeah. I'm scooting it.
Okay, I was gonna say, why are you only half in the picture?
I always do that. I always go.
I know. So it's like, can you please make
I think I try to center it, and I'm like, center on Kate. Center on Kate. Even when we like make TikToks together.
I know.
I'm still doing it.
Stop it.
I'm still doing it.
That's perfect. Stop it. That's perfect.
Hi guys. How's it going? Look at Nancy's eyes. Look at the screen. Okay. The day classes are not sold to the public. Feel free to turn your camera on or not turn your camera on. That is fine. It doesn't matter. This is just for us. If you want a copy of it later, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so there's been some weird shit that we've uncovered in these past couple of classes this month, so much so that I need to recap a little bit of what's going on. We started out, the whole thing was like Rage Against the Fear Machine, right? That was like the big theme. And the first class was about the school system. And that seemed pretty degular. That was like, some of you were a part of that, you know, going to different parts of the school system, breaking it apart, makes a lot of sense. Big Pharma started to get a little bit weird. That was the next one. Big Pharma, we found that we were part of the medicine and part of the plants. And I've already talked about this before. Kate's talked about this before. We kind of knew that that existed, but this was like a really big getting our fucking shit back moment, right? So then we went into the Better Business Bureau. When we went to the Better Business Bureau, it was more about like the banks collapsing and then the Bitcoin kind of stuff and all of that, and even back to like where the elite thing happened and the couple of families that own all the businesses. And so it kind of went to there, and it was like, it was starting to get a little bit weird, but it was still pretty degular. Then we went into breaking apart the government, and that's when shit got real fucking weird. So you guys have heard me talk about before that we used to be giants. That's a big thing. Like, and I've always said like giants in the Lemuria, giants in Egypt. You know, we have, like, if I speak of the Obersouls, it's like the bigger parts that that get split into, you know, all these different humans or whatever. So I was watching TikTok, and there was one of those movie clips, you know, and it was talking about this movie I haven't seen in a really long ass time. It was called Downsizing. Then I was looking through the comments, and it was regular comments that were like, oh, this movie had such potential, but it was so fucking weird. So weird, so blah, 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 blah. Then there was this one comment that stood out to me, and it said, plot twist, the elite did this. And I went, holy shit. And I was like, Kate, what the fuck? And then that sent us into a spiral of looking at a bunch of stuff inside the classes last week where basically we shrunk. Not just we, like, there's different versions. Like, there's some places we exist everywhere at once. Some places are small, some places are big, some places are whatever, different sizes everywhere. The best way to describe this is combining the movie Downsizing, the books and movies Gulliver's Travel. Someone brought up the Buzz Lightyear movie. There's the WALL-E movie, the Passengers movie, or yes, and then the show The 100. Is all of that clicking together in a weird compilation of things? Okay, so Nancy said yes, so I'm just assuming everybody said yes.
Is everybody in agreement?
So we started looking at certain things yesterday. Kate and I did before the class, and it was like, one, Kate's gotten forever that the United States was grown, like it's land that grew because of hurricanes that happen in Louisiana.
Yep. So whenever there's like a mass hurricane, whatever, the land gets ripped up, right? Because of all the wind and shit. And so they've been for decades growing the land on the coast, and they do it in Florida too. They like do it all over the South, but you don't hear about it. And that makes so much sense. So I was like, okay, so the United States was literally grown. So it's already been done many times.
And then we started looking at, okay, so if there's a shrinking kind of thing, another thing that happened, hold on, side note again, about a year or two ago, I was like swimming in the pool here, the like neighborhood pool, and I was looking up at a plane or whatever, and I was like, we go through portals in the sky. It's the airplane. Because Earth is 3 dimension, 4 dimension, 5 dimension, 6 dimension, 7 dimension. And then that's our Earth. That's Earth plane right there is those dimensions. So whenever anybody talks about going to the 5th dimension frequency, I'm like, that's way low. Like you could go so much higher than that. Holy shit. But anyway, and I was talking to Kate about how we go through, like, I was like, do we, because Kate does airplanes. I'm like, do we go through portals in the sky? Is that what happens? And it was like, yeah, that's what happens. And so piecing all of these weird things that we've discovered that didn't have a place, it's like doing a big jigsaw puzzle and being like, this is a piece of the sky. I will put it over here for later because I am working on the flowers. So all of it started to come together. And when we were looking at it yesterday before the class, Kate was like, one, big giant storms never fucking made sense to her. Flooding never made sense to her. Tornadoes, hurricanes, that kind of shit never fucking made sense to her. Like in the way that she could go, that is a tree. A tree does this purpose. That makes fucking sense. That's a light post. That makes perfect fucking sense. Traffic light makes sense. Floods and storms don't make sense.
Hurricanes are for heat dissipation. The world dissipates heat just fine. We don't need destructive windstorm. Like that's why it doesn't make sense.
And it destroys so much, and it pushes the fear machine, and it pushes the thing. So that's what we started out last night going into, is like, why are those so big? Okay, if America or like North America was grown, and we had someone in the class who is, I think she's currently in Scotland, and we were talking about the other people being larger in other continents and smaller in America, and some volunteered and some it was chosen for prison, and it's kind of like a I don't know, almost like a TV show kind of thing.
Oh, also, if you look up a map of tornadoes in the entire world, the US has all of them, and except for a little bit of the West, like that big on the map, and then like some on the tip of Africa, some on the little sprinkles in Europe. Like, why does America, like, it's very strange. If America wasn't grown, how do we have all these things that no other country seems to have all the things of? Why does our entire country have these things? It's just weird.
And we were talking about, I said, Joy, because that's who was in the class that was European. And I said, what I'm basically saying is, I think that if you and I stood next to each other without going through any portals, you would be a giant and I would be tiny. But you wouldn't know that, because you get off a plane, you get jet lag or whatever, or physical sensations or pain in your body. You naturally think it's from traveling for so long. But if you travel that long in a car, you wouldn't have the same things. And you're like, oh, it's because I go up high. But you would never know. You would get out of the plane and everything would be your size. Like, how the fuck would you even know that? So I know this is a little out there, laying it all down on the table so that we can do this and see things for ourselves. And the whole point is to break apart the machine. So we might not even touch on this subject because you guys chose this particular class for the part that you are going to do, which we don't know what that is. So yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's why we lay it out like that. Like, it may seem like nutso crazy, whatever, like I don't really understand, but that's why we lay it out in the beginning. So we don't go in blind of like, Kat or Kate, I'm getting this, this, and this. What does that mean? You know, you can see it for yourself. You don't have to just be like, Kate said, Kat said, blah, blah, blah. It's like people ask you questions and you're gonna be like, I don't know, they said. So Yancey said California is flooded everywhere. And yeah, I talked about California whenever we were channeling this. And yesterday near my town, we had a tornado warning with a little funnel cloud. Yeah, it's really weird that California is even getting tornadoes. That's really odd because y'all are in the West. So
The day before the little funnel cloud had formed, I was having crazy dreams that I had to protect my kids and a bunch of people that were near me, and I kept trying to get them under the house. And then the next morning they were like, "Oh, we have a funnel cloud." And I'm like, "Well, I don't like that. I'm not into it. We're just not going to do that."
To that.
that's really weird. I don't like the
Sorry.
funnel clouds. That's weird.
Well, I'm more into shaky ground. Thanks so much.
All right. So, so what would just most impactful point we can heal about?
Yeah, so we're going to go into the most impactful point we can heal about all of this. And with the perfect understanding, because like not last week, but the week before, we thought we were going to go in as a follow-up and it ended up being completely fucking different. So I wanted to like clue you in on what this is, but also it might be something completely different, and it might be like that part was taken care of and we need to do this part now. Whatever the case may be, I just want to do the most impactful point. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like that will be the biggest impact. Hence impactful.
All right. So spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Sorry, the highest good. Spirit, if it's in the highest good.
Spirit, if it's in the highest good.
Please take me.
Please take me
to the most impactful point.
To the most impactful point
that we can heal about this.
That we can heal about this.
I'm in a giant dust bowl. At the top of a hill looking down at the bowl.
Are you in Switzerland?
This feels like the middle where the most tornadoes happen. This feels like Midwest. The Midwest Dust Bowl.
I'm in the Basin Bowl where Switzerland is.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That blood?
Where the mountains are? Where
the H whatever
RH
negative,
bullshit.
RH negative blood.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
I can't really tell, Paula says. I'm holding hands with you, Paula. Wow.
That's interesting.
Like this. Like this.
Yeah.
So who's on this hand? Anybody? Or is it down?
They're not here yet. I'm holding my hand out. They're not here yet.
Is it me? Is it me, Jesus?
You're not here.
I know, I'm over there.
That's why I can't.
Where's Paula's hand? Is it holding someone else's or is it out?
She's doing like this, feeling for somebody. Why isn't it? I feel like everybody's supposed to be here. That's weird. Ian says, I don't know if my face and tongue are tingly.
Yeah, mine had a lot of phlegm.
It feels like when you put that numbing spray in your throat because you have a sore throat. Yeah.
And Smith is not sure either. Okay, I'm just gonna do like wherever I am, I'm just gonna do this. You guys do it too. Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Please apply my own house cleanse.
Please apply Paula's house cleanse.
To myself.
To myself.
As far as I'm allowed.
As far as I'm allowed.
I want to take the basin bowl and flip it so that it's a hill, not a bowl. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to there wasn't anybody in it. So I don't know what the point of that was.
So like pulled something off of my skin. I think it's a piece of my skin. And it has words on it. I'm like showing everybody. I'm like, does everybody understand?
Look, like you hid the secret, right? Oh, birthmark is sometimes inside.
Oh, my birthmarks were inside. That's really weird. And I'm just like looking straight forward. I'm like, yeah.
Because we found that out in like 2020 and we were like, why do people have birthmarks on the inside? I'm like, I don't know. Just found out why.
Secret codes.
Secret codes. Cool. weird things that happened.
And then I'm just like, yep, everybody understands. Yep, okay.
Ow.
There's more people behind me. There's more people behind me. They're running.
To you or at you?
Away. They're running down the hill. Here's nice. Could we speed this up? We're just standing there holding hands, and the people are going around us.
Why did I have to flip the basin? Like it didn't need to have like a reservoir, is what it felt like. I'm gonna do this. Spirit, if it's in the highest good, please copy and paste what I just did here. Everywhere else needed, conducive to what is needed. What is the point?
Spirit, if it's in the highest good,
Spirit, if it's in the highest good,
please activate
please activate
Kate's baklava healing to all this.
Kate's baklava healing to all of this.
Cat's detangling of roots healing to all of this.
Cat's detangling of roots healing to all of this.
And Kate's sorting foam healing to all this.
And Kate's sorting foam healing to all of this.
Conducive to what is needed, and speed that bitch up. Now we're all on motorcycles. What does this mean?
Bad to the bone. Brr, bad. Brr, bad.
I don't think I'm where you guys are. So what I keep seeing is like, I think they're called like coliseums or something, but it's like a microchip. And then I keep getting secret tunnel, and I don't know what the secret tunnel's going to. But it's like all dark when you go to it.
Put the secret tunnel in balanced divine working order, and it will either collapse or clear it.
It's very bright.
I think I made it to the bowl hill.
In the movie Downsizing, the part that people didn't understand in it is it got really, 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 really weird. So the plot of it has the tunnel stuff in it. They were trying to make a better, like there was too much waste or whatever. And they were like, how do we fix this waste issue? Okay, well, let's downsize. And then this whole human-sized garbage bag of waste is 40 years worth from this whole colony. So it's like, that's a lot less waste. And they were like, yep, that sounds great. And then it started to like help the earth. But of course the rich were like, oh, well, my dollar will go a lot further, because instead of a giant sized dice, like a human sized dice that takes this much material, I need one that's like this big. So that's a lot less money to make that. Like doll furniture is way less than human furniture. So they were like, ah, yes, my thousands will end up being millions. And then it just became like it was as humans, just waste, waste, waste. So then the original colony of small people that were still in it for the cause were like, the world is destroying and we can't fix it. It's still gone to shit. So they made a tunnel with another pocket place, like a hollow earth, which that's all everything is anyways, just little pockets and bubbles and stuff. So the tunnel thing, the tunnels connect everything. I saw that when I was healing Atlantis in 2019, I think, or 2020, but I thought Atlantis was a separate place, and it's not. It's all everything connected everywhere through tunnels. So what do you have to do with the tunnels now?
I also feel like I have to say the Gulf of Mexico actually has land on it. I don't know why.
What do you mean it has land on it?
It's, you know how it's just like a blank sea of Gulf of Mexico. There's actually land there. I don't know why I had to say that. But I've been getting that forever too. But it's like, what do I need to know that for? Nothing. But now I feel like I have to say it.
Well, what did they keep there?
That's it. I always get that's Atlantis. Either that or it's the piece of land to the right of Florida. There's another, the Sargasso Sea and all that right there. There's actually land there. And I don't know which one is Atlantis.
I know that Atlantis is on the 3-dimensional.
So it all kind of just like folded in. So instead of having like 3 or 4 different archways, it's all one. They're all the same archway now. And on the other side, it's just a lot of grass.
Can you go
so I
through
can see through it.
See what happens? What happened to your body?
Where did she go through? A portal?
Mm-hmm.
She's in the land of the giants.
Yeah, I wanted to see what.
I don't feel like I have a body here. I just walked through and then it just felt like nothing.
So when you walked through, I was trying to
There's lots of grass.
and I felt your body expand up and out, but I didn't want to like
steal them.
Yeah, no, say like I didn't want to put any thoughts in. I wanted it to be like an organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like my body was just like, I walked through and then my body was nothing, like air. And it was like a little, I look back and the tunnel looks far away, but when I walked through, it's like it was right there.
Yeah. When you look back, can you see little you? Like physical you standing there?
I don't know, it just keeps getting like farther and farther. Like the tunnel's just like pushing itself farther away from me.
Okay. Say, put me back to my correct vessel. So where you are, it can energetically go into the other like land, but it can't physically adapt you. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna pause that for a minute. You can talk with Kate in the comments too. I'm gonna check in with Samantha because they said a while ago they didn't know where they were, and I want to make sure that I help them figure out where they are. All right, Spirit, please tune me into Samantha. You feel very regal, Samantha, almost like there's like a lot of responsibility. It feels very like Hollywood, like this is the last sunset. This is the last moment. This is the last of our people before we shut away from everybody. So it feels like it's around the closure of all the separate bubbles, if that makes sense. Like this is the last time your people are going to have contact with the outside. Samantha, can you say, Spirit, what do I need to heal about this? It's really emotional and it seems like you're having regret. Like the fear is sticking in of like making the wrong choice. Can you ask, Samantha, can you say, please take me to the earliest point of this that I can heal? Okay. All right. So what I'm getting from all of this when it comes to the fear is that there's a lot of, we have to separate. So I saw a TikTok this morning and it was about an indigenous tribe, and there was a woman and she wrote a book about these giant redhead people, and they were cannibals, and they came and they like would attack the village and eat the people. And so they fled them to the caves where they would come out of, these tunnels, and they set a fire and they burnt everybody and they never came out again. It feels like this fear machine is literally the separation of races, the separation of, right and wrong, turn everybody against each other, make it feel like you have to wall up in order to be safe, them versus us. Which makes a lot of sense, but there's a lot of regret and like, is this really the right way? And it's like, no turning back now. We have to do it, but we don't have to do it, and we can turn back. There's a lot of propaganda, but this is like very, very clouded. There's okay, so let's try this. Spirit, if it's in the highest good, please remove all human and trauma from this. Please allow all of us to hear, see, and feel the truth. What's the point? What's the point of making everybody fear each other and shut down and separate?
Are we waiting for them to put it in the comments?
No, I'm asking in general.
Oh. Well, I mean, it makes sense with what you said. It's like we've gone too far now. Because at first it was for less fear and less control, but then it ended up being more fear and more control.
Oh, like they were trying to protect, everybody needs to hunker down. Everybody needs to protect their people.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ended up being like everybody else is the enemy except us. But then inside a community, you're going to have enemies because trauma messes with trauma. Like once the virus of trauma spreads, like even if you quarantine the trauma, you're going to have an outbreak inside each community.
Yeah. And also too, no communication.
And you don't know what's going on with the rest of the world.
Yep. So then it seems a lot worse than it is. And yeah, it just seems like it went too far.
But I know that the world, I'm not seeing the giants, looks like lots of grass. Did you ever see the BFG, Nancy? That's where you are. Yep. Big Friendly Giant.
Oh.
I didn't see it, but I read the book.
Are you the BFG? Or are you the little girl? Because remember, the little girl followed him home. Ask and say, where is the BFG?
I think I am part of it, but it's like I can also see him. So it's like the little girl's vision. Like I'm seeing out of her eyes.
Merge with both of them then. Because that makes sense why she could find him or that she could see him. Also, we should do the team revamp healing for everybody for this situation.
Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Please activate Kate's.
Please activate Kate's.
Spirit guide / spirit team.
Spirit guide / spirit team.
Revamp healing.
Revamp healing.
To myself.
To myself.
And the things in this life.
And the things in this life that need it, conducive to what they need.
And speed that up
Okay, so what brought me to that thought is I was like, I wonder if all of our teams are like, they're finally pulling about the layers, they're finally getting it. And I was like, not everybody's team is. And I was like, why? Why aren't they? And then it was like, okay, we got to do the team revamp healing. We asked so many questions at the beginning of like trying to figure everything out, like in 2020 when Kate and I first started working together. And we would ask a question and we pretty much got the answer like, it wouldn't make any sense to you. And we were like, no, lay it on us. Like, maybe, yeah, it will. And it was like, no, I guarantee it won't. And we were like, why? Like, we're okay, we're not scared. And it was like, cool, glad you're not scared. It's not going to make any sense. Like, okay.
And then it would give us like tastes, and then it'd be like, see?
Yeah, it would give us this weird ass fucking things. And we're like, what does that mean? And they're like, exactly. Exactly.
Yancey says, I think my teams are excited for me to see because it's very split screen. Okay, that makes sense.
This feels overwhelming for Samantha and Paula. Is it too much, too weird, or are you not used to feeling yourself? Like, what's the sensations in your body, or what are you seeing? Like, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it buzzy? Is it making your vision blurry? Is it pressure? What's happening to you guys? Anxious and clammy. Uh-huh. You're holding on too tight to Kate's hand.
Okay, what's happening? Okay, Paula, what's happening?
Kind of feel
is
anxious.
This.
All right, go ahead and ask Spirit if it's in my highest good. Please allow me access to Kat's anxiety healings and Chris's anxiety healings conducive to what is needed. Chris is my 14-year-old. Now it's really calm, but it's like sedated almost.
They're like, oh, okay.
Okay, Paula and Samantha, Nancy, you can too, but it looks like you're already doing something. But Paula and Samantha, can you say, Spirit, please show me what I need to do to prevent any of this? What are you getting?
I went to a butchery. But they're giants. Oh. Grind your bones to make my bread.
Because they got told that the people were stealing from them. I'm Jack and the Beanstalk.
I've seen that I was a giant before.
I worked with Elle before,
Mm-hmm.
and she tried to convince me that the giant was Jay's ex-wife.
Oh, so just like in this life. Giant bat. Doesn't look like I'm killing anybody. I just want to know. Oh, I just want to know why y'all are here, and it pisses me off. That's what it looks like. It's like, yeah, just like in this life. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you're gonna tell me what you're doing? Awesome.
I will tell you. I got convinced. I'm just letting you know, and I'm going to talk to you about it. I got convinced that the goose was these kids that I needed to rescue, Jay's kids, and that you were a monster and that you were hurting them. They don't look hurt to me. They look fine. Everything seems fine. I don't know why I felt like I could come into your house and take your stuff. I feel really awkward.
It's a cat.
Not abuse.
It's just I'm like saying exactly what I would say, and it's just like, thank you. That's a cat, and then I'd be on my way. It's like, Spirit of Science, could please take me to before this happens. Spirit of Science, could please activate any prevention and protection workings to all of this conducive to what is needed. Are y'all all at the bottom of the beanstalk, or at the top of it?
They are lost.
I just keep getting like books thrown at me, not at me, but like the titles of books that I know I've read. And it's just like, it's not fiction. It's not fiction. It's not fiction.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like all of these things in one. And it's like, I made a post again, like in 2020, I've reposted a couple of times where it's just like, what if I told you? It clicked a lot for Kate Together at that time. And I didn't realize, it's like one of the shortest ones. It's like, what if I told you that every piece of art or literature or anything was a channeled message? And it was like, what? Oh, shit. Yeah, it's not fiction. I have a question for, like, I'm going to call you out a little bit, but in a good way, because I want to help and I want to pull everything back on track. Paula and Samantha, when you guys joined this class, what did you think we were going to be working on? Like, what kind of thing? Was it like stuff that's going on in the politics right now? Is it stuff that's going on with consumerism? Is it stuff that's going on with religion? Because it seems like it's hard to connect to this because it's really far left from what you thought it was going to be. But I want to make sure that we bring it back to center, so that you can step into the part, or you can redirect us to a different part that we need.
Paul said I just wasn't sure. Samantha says the environment / economics, but I wasn't sure either.
Okay, so let's look at what about the environment or the economics? Like what's a channel thing that you've been getting that needs to be healed about those topics? Because it's a part of it. Like if you keep going over here, okay, what, because we worked on water last night. So what about water contamination? We worked for years trying to like make sure that it goes back from the company to the people, make sure that it's clean and all that. I got something the other day about like, you know how everybody thinks that Florida is like a really shitty place because it's like Florida man and they're crazy and they're crackheads and all that, even to the point where like Kate's not very judgy at all, but when she came to Florida, she's like, I didn't expect it to be like this at all. And it's like, no, like it's really nice here. And then it's like, well, we kind of feel like Florida just said that to keep people away. And it's like, yeah, kind of.
I didn't think it was shitty.
Oh,
that's not what I meant when I said that.
I said you were judgy.
Oh, I know, but like it made me feel like it was some type of other way, I guess, that it would be interpreted as Kate thought it was really shitty. Like, I don't know.
Oh.
So I guess I was trying to save face.
I said other people thought it was shitty.
Yeah. But I didn't think it was like, I didn't think you would care about the environment as much because of what you hear on TV. Like with the plants and shit. I thought it was going to be concrete jungle.
Oh, okay. And like the solar panels and stuff.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, there's a lot of solar panels here. But with that, with the cleanliness of the water and as much work as we've done, is the water actually as fucked up as they say it is? And if so, what do we need to do to heal that? Because it feels like that's part of the fear machine as well. Give them something that they can't fucking change, that they have no control over. And no matter how much they donate or put into it, they have no say in it.
And it turns out that you're a part of the thing and they took your power.
Also, what's really weird to me is that almost all of us now, especially because of the internet, we all have friends all over the world.
Yeah.
And do you guys know anybody who was like not just hearsay, not someone on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever? Do you know someone personally that has been affected by the stuff that they say that we're supposed to be afraid of?
Paula said nope. Samantha said nope.
And Nancy said no. I don't either. I just did a thing on TikTok about like all the places that the book sold or whatever, and it's all over the world, United States. I mean, it just started, but like I've worked with people all over the world for years. And all I hear, like when someone's like, hey, can you help with the flooding in Australia? It's not happening to them. It's happening in the news. Can you help with the fires? It's not happening to them. It's happening in the news. Can you help with whatever? I live in Florida. I've experienced hurricanes. Kate's lived in Louisiana. She's experienced hurricanes. Those are very real. They happen. But we've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of healing. And the last hurricane that went through our area that they said was super devastating and so many died in Florida, we looked at our Google Maps and it was clear path. We drove around. There was no destruction anywhere. Our power didn't even go out. It was like, what? I don't understand. But there was footage, live footage. There was things happening everywhere.
Live.
Yeah.
But even they can even dupe live footage too. Like you can make it play a video from YouTube. I watched a how-to video and it just came across my feed one day of like how to make it look like it's live footage. And it's like, oh, that's how they're doing this.
And if there's so many people on there, they could like slightly be responding to comments that aren't even like really responding. But if there is something that needs to be healed, yes. But if that's the thing, if it's like putting us in a position where it's like we are the ones, we can do it, let's do it, and then there's still all this like talk and we're like, where is this thing? Like people have stopped tagging me and Kate in a lot of stuff because they tag us and we'd be like, nothing, there's nothing there. And then that made us go to a place, at least it made me go to a place of like, am I just in a different like world? Am I in a different timeline? Like, are they just in a different? No, like, I don't. Is it different? So is it different bubbles? Is it happening in different places with the same name? Or is it just propaganda? Because that's another thing. The news had control over what we watched, or the government or the elite or whatever. Same actors in all the movies, even though they were channeled messages. The news, the TV shows, but now we control the narrative. But if they give us something to fear, they can control us for free. They can put a lot, and then they could say, we don't like it. We don't like it. And then we go, ha, you don't like it? We're going to talk about you not liking it. And it's more free stuff. I don't think that the Congress was so stupid they don't know how the Wi-Fi works.
It's just like those trial cases with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It was all a media thing. And they got tons of fucking money for that. It's the same shit. Something new to fear, something new to talk about. Whatever's getting boring.
So one of the things that we did last night that fucked me up quite a bit, we pushed through it, but we did, because it was aligning. This was someone else's idea. Her name's Callie, that was in the class. I want to make sure because we were like, how do we, I don't remember what we were saying, but she said, because how do you fix stuff without going against free will or forcing it upon people? Like, that's always a thing. Like, how can we fix this impactfully without like disrespecting? And she said, well, why don't we do the foundation of all of this before it all crumbles? And I was like, holy shit, yes. Okay. So we did that. And then after that, I was like, oh, stuff we already have, just change it to fit this. Got it. So then that brought me to, well, why don't we do the alignment healing with the perfect right now partner and the perfect right now friend group, but for everybody whose soul consents, be aligned with the person or the practice that's going to help heal their trauma, whether it's an energy healer, a therapist, a medical professional, whatever. Align them in the ethereals or whatever, so they find each other faster. And I felt all of it go through me, and then I felt all the trauma go through me. I was muted, but I was like crying so hard and screaming that my 9-year-old came in and like pulled me out of it. And then of course they helped me after too. But so that was another thing we did, was trying to align everybody in order to discover the truth and heal inside themselves, so that they no longer feed the fear machine.
So why don't we copy and paste everything we did yesterday to everybody here conducive?
Okay.
All right, so Spirit, if it's in my highest good, because we only have like 13 minutes.
Okay. Spirit, if it's in my highest good.
Please copy and paste.
Please copy and paste.
All the work that was done from yesterday's class.
From yesterday's class.
To me.
To me.
Conducive to what we need.
Conducive to what we need.
Speed it up.
I don't know if it's a delivery package or if it's the guy working on my porch.
Yeah, it's probably a delivery. Okay. And speed that up again.
Can we set that whole like take human and trauma out of it, make the truth sparkle and the lies drip to like so it's not to the people but to the messages that come through, like to the screens, to the audio waves, to the visual waves, like a filter.
Like on there.
That makes sense with what I was getting, because when you said to do the conducive thing, it felt like it was just like a round thing and it started drawing lines right across it.
Like grid work, almost like a filter.
Like when you're sewing and you go, like you have your 2 regular lines and then you sew across it so that it comes together, like the image or the whatever you're. Yeah.
Together. Yeah.
Can you do that everywhere needed? Okay, based off of Nancy's analogy, what did you guys get? Because I got one, which is a filtration on the media, not just the media, but like our phone screens, the radio, anything the information is passed between people with not in the physical. So I'm going to do that. What analogy did you guys get that you are familiar with? Like Nancy's familiar with sewing. I wouldn't have ever thought of that. I don't fucking sew. I do portals and like filter things. Okay, water flowing through me, so that's a filter too. That's like a Brita filter, if you will. So how do you do it to where it's pure information? Go ahead and apply your, I don't know if you use Brita. It might be pure. I don't know what it is. Paula, apply your water filter healing to everything needed conducive to what it's needed. Lot. Okay, Samantha, did you have an analogy of anything? What's something like for me, I do TikTok, so filters make sense to me. Information coming out of the screen. What's something that you do in your everyday life that can help get the truth out and be received well that isn't intrusive to a person?
Yeah, this has that code.
Okay. Do you also defrag the code? Like when you look through the code, do you have to go, where the fuck is the mistake, and delete the little like arrow thing? And you're like, fuck, there it is. Can you scan the code conducive to what is needed and yeet and delete anything that doesn't belong? There we go. That's a lot. Okay, and then if it's in the high school, do the thing that I talked about with the like technology filter thingies. Thank you. I want to point out that sometimes I don't know what to call it or where to go or what to do. So I kind of like lay out, this is what I want done. And then I go, make that happen. Thanks. And it works. So I just want to throw that out there. What did you get, Kate?
With what?
Any of it?
Oh, I'm stringing everything together.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been doing that and just like having the best time with music. I'm not shy. I'm saying
Oh, you remind me of the guys with the, I know you're stringing things together, but
Mm.
the airline
Oh,
guys with the headphones
Oh.
that are like,
yes.
oh, I have, those people on the team, so don't be surprised.
I say stringing, but it's like I'm using my hands, so I'm just like, like
She's in the zone.
Yes.
She's being autistic as fuck, just doing her job. So.
I guess it ripped.
Oh,
Wow, that's really rude.
oh.
Aw.
What does it mean?
It's on my left titty pocket.
What do you mean?
Is it a secret titty? No, it's not. I'm just making sure. Secret titty, secret titty.
Okay, so this was a lot today. Do you have questions about what we did? It literally would be totally fine. I would be super happy, and I'm fine if you don't too, but like, does it kind of make sense of what's happening and what we're trying to do? Basically, it's a bunch of weird stuff. And we're just trying to make it so the truth of the weird stuff comes out and the lies go away, no matter what the truth is and no matter what the lies are. Like, I don't know, when we did the whole source cord, like connect the source cord to the true divine source.
Yes, he says all good things, all good things.
We did that with like, what if we're wrong? So we had to go, everybody's like, I know the truth. And it's like, well, I know the truth and I know the truth. And when we were like, let's clean off the source cord and connect it to the true divine source instead of the lies. Oh, we could do that for this whole thing too.
Well, it says he has to find the truth in the lies.
Okay. And then we had a moment where we're like, okay, if we do this, what if we find out we're wrong? And then we both agreed, why the fuck would we not want to be connected to the right information? Why the fuck would we want to be wrong just to be right in appearance? We don't ever fucking want that. even if it hurts, or we have to deal with the fact that we had told everybody the wrong shit for however long. Because it would be a fresh start to start on the new truth stuff. But that's just personal. That's just how we are. Okay, so Spirit, if it's in the highest good, please connect all of this clean off all of this is source cord and connect. Oh my God, that makes me sick. This source cord to its true divine source. God, fuck. Please speed that up.
Not being sped up no matter how much I speed it up. I don't really know.
Okay. Spirit, if it's in the highest good and all souls content and teams allow, please upgrade. Oh, please remove all cords that no longer need to be there and connect everybody's source connection to their own true divine source, conducive to what is needed.
Okay, looks good to me.
Now you're doing the things, but all of a sudden that sound is like, so I need to clean off because I'm like, nothing you do ever hurts my ear tongues. Nice, good, please. Transmute.
Are you getting the little clicky in your ear too?
It's Kate.
Okay.
As she says the things, I do the thing.
Yeah, she's doing the
as I do the
things.
things it says.
Yeah. So it's a needed process, and nothing she ever does ever does anything to me, but it was hurting me. Like raw.
It didn't hurt. It just sounded like someone kept clicking in my ear just over and over and over.
Little edge
Like
of
you're
the
clicking a pin.
Uh-huh.
These were the source cords. Because, like, Kat's a feeler. I'm not a fucking feeler.
I think it kind of closed my eye to everything, not in a bad way, but while we did all this, have you guys seen Avengers?
Yeah.
And like, you know how they open all the portals and then everybody comes to like defend everybody?
Yeah.
It's like I can see all the portals and they're just open and I'm seeing all the people chilling in their different lands, doing their thing.
Instead of like at war.
Yeah, well, I've never been able to see anything, but like, it's like all the different things that I thought was fiction and just books I read, and they were, oh, that's a cool land. But now I can just see them and they're there.
That's also in the newest Spider-Man too. They have like the portals because Doctor Strange opens the portals, and then there's the different Spider-Mans from the multiverse too. Oh, I was feeling everybody's discomfort. Got it. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was happening.
Oh, well, now I'm clapping. So
Yeah.
we're just doing great things, I guess. Hello, everybody.
You're doing something besides clapping.
Yeah, I'm rolling something. I'm just not sure what. So I just keep doing it. This happens every time. I'm just like, that sounds great.
The clicking was the dismantling, and now you're rebuilding. Does that feel accurate?
It's super cold. It hurts. It's so cold that it hurts. My hands don't get cold. That's weird.
Should we speak this up?
So odd.
Cold, super cold.
Yeah.
Especially for how much friction was going into that. How do you guys feel? Physically, energetically, mentally?
Good process.
Weird fucking class.
No, Kat, but
Weird.
I feel better than before joining. Okay, Samantha says.
Okay.
Good but tired, Yancy says. A little bit of the same.
Spirit, if it's in the highest good, please copy and paste all of this to the residual. I guess I'm just going to go through the closing statements. So backtracking a little, Spirit, if it's in my highest good, please merge me with all forms and versions of myself that I discovered today. Calibrate me, return me to the correct dimensions. If it's in the highest good, souls consent and teams allow. Please copy and paste all of this to all forms, versions, and situations conducive to what they need throughout space, time, spaces in between, dimensions, realms, pocket dimensions, timelines, realities, lands, and multiverses. Also to the residual again. Less movement there, so that's good. Close all dead timelines. Please mend and repair all shattered or broken timelines that need it. Please put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it into all 4 quadrants. Merge all timelines to the most healed timeline. Ripple everything into the now moment. Please align us, family, friends, relationships, pets, career, home, clarity, prosperity, purpose, and remembrance. With the money tree healing, the most healed timeline, what's rightfully and already ours, receiving what's rightfully and already ours, and back to our now moment. Speed that up. Please release all soul fragments connected to all of this, wrapped in divine justice and love, light, and forgiveness and clarity, and return them to their rightful owners at this time. Please release all soul contracts, bartering slips, or gentlemen's agreements, or the like, that we made concerning this that are no longer in the highest good. Please undo anything that was done today in this, in general, that was not in the highest good or that we should not have done. Oh, that's why there's something moving. That's why I did in this, so we could see that there was nothing that needed to be undone in this. Got it. Okay. Okay. Please speed this up and lock it all down. Okay.
Did we disconnect everybody?
Thanks for doing this with us. Please understand, even if you were like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you needed to do the parts that you did. And well, not needed, like there's no rules, but thank you for doing them, because it would have been a lot longer if you hadn't. Like it would have taken longer time. So I appreciate you. All right. Bye guys.
Bye.